That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
Hello and welcome to Content and Capable, a podcast all about following your passions while still feeling like a proper adult. My name's Sam and I'm your host. This week I spoke with Charlie from Of the Eldest Gods and Fandoms Gone Wrong, all about their journey as an only child and the experiences and stories that they have from it. Welcome to Content and Capable. It's lovely to have you back, Charlie.
Hello. I am back. The chaos has returned.
I know. Yeah, it's time for more chaos. I feel like we've had too many good episodes. Charlie hasn't even heard half of them, but there's too many good episodes at the moment. So we've got to bring in a little bit more of that Barbie-esque chaos from season 1.
Are you saying that my episodes aren't good? Is that what you're saying?
No. There's a different. Maybe I should rephrase. Like it's not that the episodes are bad. It's more that like there's two halves of Content and Capable. One half is like the complete chaos that is like Barbie.
There's the content half, and there's the capable half.
Yeah. And the other half is like self-help.
There's the half that's happy and just living life, and then there's the half that's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. We're living life here. Well, it's really, really great to have you on the podcast again. And I can't believe I didn't even think of suggesting this topic because I'm always fascinated by it. But you texted me. We were trying to chat about a next episode for you to jump on for, and you just texted basically the words "only child," and I was like, yes, this is so on brand for me. Yes.
I mean, I was just like looking back at like the Movie Night Crew Network website, and I saw that was in your bio, that you were like just so like confounded by only children. What a thing. And I'm like, Sam hasn't talked about that. You've like literally first episode of the podcast was about you and Taylor having 1 million siblings.
I know. And then we just completely forgot that, people have no other siblings. I always assume that people have got siblings. I'm like,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
I don't exist, actually. That's the secret.
You're not allowed to exist. It's unlawful. The police are coming after you.
I knew it. Gotta run.
Yeah. So I suppose for a bit of context, Charlie, you're an only child.
Yes.
I think we've established that.
Yeah.
But when did you realize that you were going to be an only child? There was going to be no more other mini Charlies.
Well, of the many, many years of asking, hey, like, can I have a sibling? Can I have a little brother or sister? Can we like, I don't know, adopt somebody else if you don't want to, make one yourself? Like, I definitely remember years and years of begging because I'm like, I'm lonely.
Yeah. It reminds me of that lonely song, I'm so lonely. Oh, wow, that was terrible. But, that kind of, you're trying to, like, ask your parents, and then they're like,
just get me one for Christmas. Just get me a child for Christmas.
Because that's how they work. It's totally how they work. Well, and, when you kind of realized that you probably weren't going to have any siblings, was that kind of a thing of having to come to terms with the fact that you were going to have no one who was your sibling?
I mean, I don't even really remember coming to terms with it necessarily. I just remember being like, wow, most people that I know have like at least one sibling in their house. So they're never alone. But I'm just like, and I'm just here. I guess that's just how it's gonna be. It's just gonna be me and my mom and my dad. That's it. Weird.
And I suppose that, and then it kind of is like, well, now I can have all the attention.
Oh boy. Who wants that, though? Who really wants that?
No. Yeah.
I say speaking to someone who's a child of 10? Goodness gracious.
I still get plenty of attention that I don't think I deserve. Like yesterday we were doing some gardening. We pulled out a tree and replaced the gutters on our house. I don't live with my parents, and so my parents came over, and we kind of do this once a month. We come to our place and we do a whole bunch of work on it because the place is not the greatest. But I always feel like Mum always ends up upset on those days because she is trying to be helpful, and she's standing there, with the kids and everyone's there, and she goes, I actually can't see why I'm here, and can't, it doesn't make sense as to why I have to be here to do this. And but then I feel bad because I'm like, well, they're there for us, they're there to help us, and it's like, oh. I've just taken the whole family away for a whole Saturday of their weekend. Siblings are at school, my parents work, my dad works, my mum looks after all the rest of the children, and they give up their Saturday just to help us. And you've got so many other children you gotta look after them instead. No. Please give me the attention. But
I'd rather my parents leave me alone.
I was about to say, you probably feel the opposite and going, oh, I don't really want the attention because I get it all the time.
Yeah.
Not trying to make you sound as an ungrateful person. It's just kind of like you're always looking for the opposite.
Listen,
of what's offered.
I've been called ungrateful by my parents before. It's nothing new. I don't know. Maybe this has contributed to me and my hermit nature and how I just stay in my room so I can avoid them.
Well, and it's I find it, because you do a lot with your parents as well. You go out to cons and a lot of other things. I suppose, like any good relationship, you've got to sit down and go, I need some space.
Yeah, we do a lot of things together. My parents got me into Comic Cons. We always go on vacations to Disney together. We just do a lot together. So sometimes I'm like, I just need some space to myself. Yeah. Once in a while.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. It's the whole, I've had too much of you, and you've been here way too much. I love you, but go away. Get out of my face.
Yeah, it's you come home and then they greet me as I come home oh, how was your day? How was all this? And I'm just I really don't want to be around people right now. I've been around people all day. Yeah. I know I haven't seen you all day long, but I'm tired. I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw you mentioned, you go to Comic-Cons and Disney with your parents. Was that kind of their instigation, or do they also then kind of go, you've got an idea, and they kind of follow along as well?
No, that's more of their instigation. God, I don't even remember when we started going to cons, but we've gone on vacations to Disney since I was 4. But it's just it was a family thing. And we just start going, and we have fun, and then, you can't just, go by yourself, unless you're my mom, because she's a travel agent, so she's going constantly. She's currently on a trip. It's you can't just, go on a trip and not expect someone else in the house to be ooh, I want to go on a trip. My mom drags my dad, she drags me. I mean, it's usually just her dragging us.
But it's that kind of thing where you're going, well, Mum's going to go do this thing, I may as well tag along. It's kind of take advantage while it's still there.
We even go to the movies together most of the time. I only started going to the movies by myself recently, maybe before the pandemic. Just barely before the pandemic.
I still don't go to the movies by myself. I'm that kind of person who doesn't feel...
I haven't in a while, but I didn't do that. I didn't think that was a thing that I could do. I always had to go with somebody, and we always used to go for a movie night or something. Like, all three
Yeah.
of us be like, we gotta go see this movie together. And then sometimes, like, recently, sometimes they go by themselves because they don't realize I want to go see the movie or I'm working. And I'm just like, but wait, I wanted to see that. Who else am I going to see it with? Why do you leave me by myself?
Do you feel like you've got like a closer relationship with your parents than, say, your other friends who have siblings?
I'd probably say so. I definitely talk to my mom about more things than I feel like other people talk to their parents about.
I always feel like there's like a one preferred parent as well. It's like, I'm going to go and, if I need to make a call to someone I trust, and the first person I'm going to call is mum or dad. And it's like, I'm going to call them first because.
Well, like, if you want to be like that, like, my mom's always been the one who she quit, like, working full time because she had me. She's always been the one who's, like, been here more. And then
Yeah.
my dad, he likes the sports ball.
Yeah.
Which I cannot talk to, like, anybody about. So that's not really helpful.
No, yeah.
But, like, we both love Comic-Con, so, like, we all have, like, our little, like, things that we can bond over. But yeah, I would say I'm closer to my mom. Evidence, I have a podcast with her.
Yeah. But it's not to say that, like, it's not to say that the other one's more or less important. Even, like, from my perspective,
Exactly.
I'm closer to my mum than my dad. And, my dad's great and all. I love chatting to my dad. He stayed the night, not last night, but the night before, and then we woke up early and got started on the work on the house. And, it was great to have a chat with him. I really love chatting with him. But it's also that kind of, the more sensitive topics end up often with one parent. And it's not to say that the other parent can't handle it. It's just more, that's where the preference lies. There's no real reason for it.
There's just more of, like, instinctually, I think this person will, like, get it more than the other one.
Yeah.
Just kind of that.
That too. I always ring my dad for, like, important kind of, like, job stuff. He's always very good at negotiating and, like, asserting confidence and stuff. And when you want to be, like, really confident, he'll give you the things to look and sometimes feel really, really confident. Whereas my mum will be the one where I'll ring if, like, I'm crying in the car in the KFC parking lot. Because, mum is much better at handling that kind of thing.
Yeah, I usually call or text my dad when I'm having car troubles. Not that my dad knows anything about cars more than my mom or me, but that's just how that works, I guess, in my brain.
Yeah. I can definitely see it. It's like, sports ball. Cars. Of course, that's how this works.
I mean, he's also been, like, the one who's usually at home at this point, too. So I guess that's also where it is.
Well, yeah, and that's the other interesting part. You get to kind of experience, like, your parents' transition through different things, like, different aspects of their lives. And you're much closer as well because you're not, like, doing, there's not other people who are, like, taking up their time.
Yeah, it's not like my parents have friends or anything.
Yeah. No, I vividly remember, actually, I went and stayed with my uncle many years ago, and his children have all moved out of home. And he and his wife, it was like, there was a big sports match, and my mum's family are very sporty people. And I sat down and he goes, we're going to go to, the game was called State of Origin, and we're going to a State of Origin kind of party thing. I'm going to go watch that. You're more than welcome to come. And I did come. But it was just like a weird kind of aspect of my relative's life that I'd never experienced, because his children had grown up, and then he explored other things, and he still has friends from when he was young, and they still hang out and regularly get together. And I was like, wow, this is weird. Normally when I'm doing that with my parents, there's like 7,000 children running around, and it sometimes is only for half an hour, you know.
Yeah. It's just so different.
Yeah, and like I suppose your parents' friends wouldn't be like wouldn't necessarily be people with children, whereas my mum, like a lot of her friends are people with children, and like the children play together.
Yeah. I honestly don't know a lot about all my parents' friends. I mean, I've definitely met enough of them because, you know, I've gone to their parent head meetings once or twice.
It's always weird seeing your parents in a social setting because they're so different to like what they are at home.
No.
Is it just my parents? Am I going to have a mental breakdown about this now?
I don't feel like my parents are all that different in social settings.
Maybe this is an only child thing.
Maybe
I feel like
it
this
is.
is going to be like a very common theme through this episode. Maybe this is an only child theme. You know, because, you know, my parents put on the charm, and they're very good at, you know, we've had a huge fight, and then 5 minutes later, people arrive at the house, and we're like, awesome, everything is fine. No one was crying.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, like, relatively, but no, it's just, I don't know, it's just, I don't feel like my parents, like, put that on necessarily, depending on when they're with me or not.
Yeah.
They seem to be, like, the same people.
Yeah, and I find it very fascinating, because it's quite a tricky thing to, like, get your head around, is that everyone's parents are so different as well. And it's like, whether you're an only child or not, you know, I've had friends of mine who are from big families whose parents are completely different to my parents. But then, you know, I've had friends of mine who are only children whose parents are very similar to mine. And it's very weird.
Yeah. I mean, like, my mom, we have this very strange relationship where we're basically like siblings, honestly, half the time. So...
And your dad's just, like, taking the role of all the parents.
Not even, though. My mom...
But cool uncle.
My mom likes to make the joke that, like, we're both her kids, but I'm just like... But, like, you and I are also siblings at the same time. This is just... None of this makes sense. We're Greek gods.
Math, who needs her?
There is no genealogy, correct. It's just mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, it is very Greek gods-esque, actually. And that's a very interesting parallel.
Listen, what else do you think I talk about? What else do you think I think about in my spare time?
Look, yes. So then, as an only child, what are some of the things that, like, you get mad about? Like, you go, I kind of wish I wasn't an only child because of X, Y, Z.
I mean, like, I guess I get mad that I don't have, like, a sibling or somebody to just, like, you know, either younger or older, like, either to show around, like, things or to, like, show me what the heck I'm supposed to do. God, like, it's an interesting time just, like, not having anyone else to talk about, like, life. Except, like, you know, friends. But, like, somebody in your same situation, same, like, family situation, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It's strange. Yeah. Like, you can't, like, gossip about your parents in the same way. You can't gossip about the rest of your family in the same way, because there's a little bit of separation there. There's no one at my level.
Yeah, I suppose that's the kind of thing, like, they've lived life and you're like learning and starting to live life, and so it's like you're young.
Like, if you want to even get into grandchildren, so I'm an only grandchild on one side.
No.
Yes, I am. And on the other side, I have my two cousins who are in a different state, so I'm not super close with them. I'm not super close with that half of the family because like they're a little bit farther away, but the side that is like closer is the side where I'm alone.
Yeah.
So that's even
Yeah,
more
and it's
pressure from the generations.
yeah, it's so fascinating as well because it's like then you're the only person of that kind of generation. You get to this whole not trauma, but like there's a very clear divide between the generations above and now the generation below, and you go, "Ooh, this is different."
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I just
Do you ever feel like lonely then in those kind of situations?
yes, because I've always been like the only kid on like some of those things. It's just
Yeah.
I mean like the only other kids would be like cousins that were a little bit like farther removed, if you know what I mean? Like my dad's cousin's
Yeah.
kids or like something of that nature. It's just
Yeah. And it's so fascinating as well because like you get to hear things that like probably if there was more grandchildren you would never get to hear as well. Like the gossip far out. As I've become an adult, I'm like starting to be treated like an adult really. And like I get to hear some of the juicier things that get talked about at family gatherings. And we were at my mum's cousin's place. Because my mum has an endless supply of cousins that I barely remember. This one's quite this particular cousin of mum's is quite close with us. We go to her place at least once a year. And we were talking and like there's a bit of drama in my family at the moment around one of my uncles, and it was like I got to sit down and hear this drama and got to hear it explained. I'm like, wow, I actually know what's going on and I feel like I'm a part of it. Whereas like 5 years ago, no way in hell would I hear that.
yeah, I definitely hear a bit of the drama because who else is there to talk to about it?
All the drama, all of it.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating sometimes because you look at it, you look back on your experience and you go, that felt normal. But then you compare it to someone else's experience, like, me, lots of, it was every second year I had to explain to my teachers that mum was having another baby.
Oh my god.
And especially in high school. So mum had a baby when I was in year 7, in year 9, and in year 11. Yeah. And then I had one last year as well. So I had to explain to my, year 7, year 9, and year 11 teachers at 3 separate occasions, hey, my mother's having a child. There might be a period of time where I just don't meet deadlines because shit usually hits the fan at this kind of stage. And it was normal. And like, people would go, wow, okay, we totally understand. And like, nothing really changed. I just warned people just in case something was going to happen and we were going to, I was going to have to do something. Especially in year 11, I was like really trying to, I was doing quite a lot and I was doing quite a bit of subjects as well and performing quite highly. And I was like, I just need to let people know so that if something happens, I'm not breaking people's expectations here. But then like, that's totally normal for me, but like for you, it's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the excuse of my mom being pregnant all the time.
It was great to explain it to my university lecturers. I only had to do it to like 4 of them. But like, just explaining and going, hey, there might be like 2 or 3 weeks where I just won't turn up to class. Admittedly, I think at that time, it must have been my first year. I just like, it doesn't really matter because it's all online, but it was fascinating. And I think my uni lecturers were quite intrigued by the whole situation.
Yeah.
But like, you never had to deal with that, or like, you never had that kind of family drama. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no babies constantly. I cannot relate. I'm sorry, Sam.
Look, I don't feel sorry for you. It was a lot of stress, and it wasn't necessarily stress on my behalf. It was more uncertainty and going. I can't tell you when things are gonna happen. The baby will pop out when the baby pops out.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't even been like around pregnant people that much because like I said, I've
Yeah.
never seen my mother pregnant. So,
Yeah. And uh, it's fascinating because there is that whole like I've never been around a pregnant person, or I haven't been around that pregnant person that often.
yeah,
What am I supposed to do?
just like it I feel like it's different when you are like living with someone who is pregnant and dealing with all of the hormones and cravings and such, but I've never had to deal with that.
No, and to be very honest, I've never had to either. But it's more mum being sick, like morning sickness is a thing, and so like we have to get ready and get out of the house for school. But like, there's no way we're gonna be ready and out of the house for school in time if mum's sick and in bed. So I've got to like make sure that I'm getting everything done and being responsible for myself and not kind of like doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Being responsible for yourself. Yeah. No.
Wow, what a
wild thing.
topic. Yeah. I still am not responsible for myself. I still have forgotten to do things that my parents have asked me to do this week. I'm just like, meh.
Sam, I feel like you're calling me out without calling me out. Just generally.
I realize. Oh, it's just started raining again. I realized that last night that I was supposed to have sent an email on Tuesday, and I still haven't sent it. And I don't want to send it this weekend because I don't know whether the email will even be read if it gets sent on the weekend. So I'm like procrastinating further till Monday to send the email. I'm like, ugh, this is just me bad at brain stuff.
I forget things too much. It's the ADHD. Just can't do it.
Yeah. Like, I've never been diagnosed with ADHD. I'd love to go and get tested. I think I should probably. But at the same time, I'm like, I maybe just have ADHD tendencies. Maybe. I don't know.
I think everybody should get tested for these things. Or even just, look up the things, self-diagnose, then see if you need to get tested for it.
Yeah.
Just a little PSA.
And that's the hard part. Yeah. But like, as an only child, what were, when you like, because you would have gone to school. Wow.
No, I didn't
school,
actually. Just like
you were had a crunchy mum and you were homeschooled. But at school and stuff, you would have like interacted with people with a fair amount of siblings. Maybe not as crazy as mine, but like, was there a point where you turned around and went, "Oh, their lives are fundamentally different from my own"?
Well, definitely when I encountered twins and such. Just like that's almost more wild than just people who have siblings. I'm like, so you have a sibling that's in like the same grade as you? Wild. Totally wild.
And then you have Irish twins, which are like people who are born in the same year, like siblings.
See, my brain, I know like what Irish twins means, but my brain instead went to my high school experience where there were a few sets of twins and also there were just a lot of gingers. Catholic high school, there were a lot of gingers there.
Yeah. And gingers as well. Like, just, I don't know, ginger erasure is the thing, and we need to look after the poor gingers.
You know what's also weird? I'm also like the only ginger in the family. Like in the immediate family.
Yeah. It's interesting in the extended family, we have another set of twins that are born like 3 months after my brothers, who are twins and redheads. and it's just wild. So they're like really close in age. Look completely different, but like very weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. What is the best part of being an only child?
Having my own room, probably, and my own bathroom. I've heard horror stories.
What kinds of horror stories?
I've heard people who have to share bathrooms with like anyone else, and I do not currently. I haven't for the past 10 years plus since we got a second story on the house. I got my own bathroom. It's great. Absolutely wonderful.
See, I've always shared a bathroom. Like even when I moved out of home, I was sharing bathroom.
You know what the one problem is? It means that I am messier. Because I'm not sharing with other people. So I can just have my shit sprawled out.
I can see that. I would, if I had the whole bathroom, I would use the second drawer in our set of cabinets to store like my long-term and travel stuff rather than putting it in the same drawer as
My
the stuff I
shit's
use on a daily basis.
overflowing. Just everywhere.
That too. Product.
Bathroom, bedroom, everything. Yeah. I'm a mess. That's why.
Oh, we're all a mess though, Charlie. What are you talking about? Well then, like, so if that's the best part, what is the worst part then?
Well, I feel
like we've already mentioned this.
Yeah, we've already mentioned the fact that I'm just like, I am alone. I don't have someone else to like commiserate with who like understands like where I am in like everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know your sibling's not going to be, like, the same person as you, but we'll have, like, the same lived experience. Just, like, lived in the same family, lived in the same situation for the most part, like, give or take a few years difference, but most things will be, like, similar. So, it's not like I have people to commiserate with about that kind of shit. I have to talk to friends who are like, yeah, I have no idea. No idea what you're talking about at all.
Yeah. Do you ever find that, like, it's kind of sad that, like, there are friends of yours who have, like, terrible relationships with their family members and you've got, like, a really, really great relationship with your family?
Oh, Sam. For one thing, my family is not perfect either.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that, like, you know, you have a really, really great relationship with your family, but the like other people I know, I've got friends and family who have terrible relationships with their parents.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, if I had, like, a terrible, terrible relationship with my parents, that'd be wild. Yeah. I definitely feel bad for people who are like that. Like, me being an only child, if my parents had entirely different views about, like, me being queer and all that shit, wouldn't have been great. Would not have been great at all.
No, not at all. But then at the same time, you know, I know that there are, like, would you feel guilty for, you know, if they did have those views or you did have, like, a huge falling out for them for whatever reason? Would you feel guilty for, like, leaving them and, like, going, nah, I can't live with you guys?
Honestly, no. That would be entirely a different situation. So,
yeah.
No. I don't think I would feel guilty. I'm very much the kind of person who's like, if I can't live with you, then I don't want you in my life. Like, if there's a problem there, gonna cut you out. If possible.
Yeah. 100%. And have you, like, ever gotten to the point where you've thought about moving out for context, you live with your parents, and there's no. I don't mean this in any form of judgment. I have lived with my parents before. I am really incredibly privileged to be able to move out of home and be able to support myself out of home. But have you ever felt that desire of, or have you ever thought about moving out of home?
I mean, yes, but like, I don't exactly make a lot of money at the moment. So.
Oh yeah. It's always like, when I first was considering moving out of home, I was like, my parents had to basically pull me aside and go, "You can't afford to move out of home, so stop thinking about it at the moment. Focus on saving some money, and then maybe it'll all work out."
See, my mom both wants me to move out and doesn't want me to move out. Like she wants me to stay home and like be her baby and all that shit. But she also wants me to want to move out. If you know what I mean. She wants me to like have the desire to leave, and I'm just like, see, I don't have the desire to leave because I have the desire to like not be poor.
Yeah. Yes. 100%, and it's everyone's in a individual situation, so there's no point in you moving out if you can't afford to move out. Like that makes total sense. Whereas there's no there was a point for me to move out, A, because I could support myself moving out, and B, because I was a distraction to my siblings as a university student while they're all in high school, and I just find it very fascinating. I've had only children friends who have felt guilty for moving out of home because they've left their parents alone.
I feel like I'd be like, you guys can finally like, be alone together. Maybe rekindle some of that. Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. My parents are not romantic. They're just comfortable with each other.
Well, and this is the other thing, like they might, not that I want to put this on to your parents, but like they might be the kind of people who love having someone else in the house and someone else too. Sorry, the elephants are stomping around my wooden house because it's just started raining heavily. Aren't we glad we replaced the gutters yesterday? But yeah, no, they might like having a third person around to interact with.
Yeah, I do sense that sometimes that they do like having me around. As they want to spend time with me, and I'm just like, really, right now? Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Can I have a minute?
Ew! Stop interacting with me. Ew.
Listen, I'm an introvert. Maybe this is why I'm an introvert.
But yeah, no, I find it very fascinating because there are so many only children in the world. And then the parents are like, once they grow up and leave, we're alone again. And it's like, well, what do we do with ourselves now? Like, what, do we go party?
Yeah, that's what I'd do. Come on, you got an empty nest. Have a party. God.
Go travel the world. Maybe you buy the house and then they can go and travel the world for the rest of their lives. And there's that cruise ship that like...
I've suggested they just leave the house to me and move to Florida. My mom wants to move to Florida so badly.
I could see your mum living in Florida. It would make Disney very easy.
Exactly. No more planes, trains, or cars or whatever. Just right there. Just walk. Yep. Honestly.
Walk to Disney. Lives on the other side of Florida and walks to Disney.
I feel like she would though.
Yeah, the exact size of Florida is unknown, and I feel like it's like...
it's actually 2 feet across, places. Didn't you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a road, and then Disney's like an island off the coast. Oh. I don't know. Yeah, it's so fascinating to see even just in general the mindset of someone who has recently become an adult and is earning an income, but is not like then has to make the decision of, do I move out of home, do I not? And obviously, you've made your decision at the moment, and I made my decision, and I continue to
I'm just
embrace
sad
the
that I
consequences of
can't
that decision.
get a cat. That's like the biggest drawback to staying here, I think, is that I can't get a cat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
My parents are both allergic. You want to know something? I've only had 2 pets in my life. I've had a goldfish and a hamster. And my mom hated the hamster because it had fur.
Fur. Get rid of it.
It
Fur.
was not good.
I went and stayed with some family friends on a sheep farm over January, and they had, we call them guinea pigs, and they had like them, but they've got like a whole sheep farm and cows and horses, and then they're like, the guinea pigs, and I'm like, what is going on here? This is very weird.
Because they're so cute. That's why.
I know they are, but like, there's also like a couple thousand sheep as well. Not that they're cute, but they're fun. You get to scare them with just standing.
Sheep are just soft and nice.
Depends on what kind of sheep you're touching.
I'm not around sheep very often, so.
No, I very quickly reminded myself about the kind of work that my family friends do with sheep. And I was like, it's disgusting.
All right.
Woo, yeah.
And
and it wasn't bad. It was just like, ooh, yes. These are animals, they're not the cleanest things in the world.
Yeah. I just want a cat to snuggle with, though. That's the dream.
Yeah, I think I would definitely appreciate that as well.
Just get a nice black cat, live my witchy dreams.
And you can take it to Comic-Cons.
I mean, I feel like it'd have to be a special type of cat for that. Right?
Yeah, you'd have to have,
Be like,
I don't know.
I don't know all the specifications for that, but I don't think I could just bring my cat randomly to Comic-Con.
No, not at all. But I don't know. Maybe you could. There's a TikToker who's her name is Captain Kate McCrew, and she has like a Sphinx cat. And so she's like a captain of a cruise ship. And so like the way they work is they do like 3-month rotations. So she takes her cat, flies, halfway across the world to, meet the ship where they are. And then, it's 3 months on the ship, and then flies all the way back to where she lives she actually lives in Las Vegas, of all things. And then, and I was like, wow, this cat is the most well-traveled cat I've ever seen.
To
be a cat.
I haven't been around animals that much either. Like, when I was at Christina's house for the first time, 4 cats, I was just like, wow, I have to get used to animals for like the first few hours, and then I was like, now I just like can't leave.
Yeah. I was deathly afraid of dogs as a child. And so my parents bought a dog when I was like, what? I would have been 13. So then I like kind of got used to the dog.
That feels like kind of scary though. If you were like terrified of them and your parents were like, "We're getting a dog." What?
It was a puppy though, so like she grew up and
used to it.
You kind of get used to it. Unlike other dogs, I'm a lot more comfortable around now. I don't like them licking me. Do not like being licked by animals. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Bodily fluids are not my favorite thing.
It's interesting. I like being loved by them, but like, licked is not always great.
No, thank you. I like my personal space. But yeah, and as you mentioned, you often go places with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
I vividly remember you texting me about a year ago now when you jumped on a plane for the first time to go down to see Christina, of all things. Did that, like, because you hadn't travelled by yourself before, was that quite, like, scary?
That was terrifying. The only times that I had traveled without my parents, I had, like, made my friends go with me. Yeah, it was 2 times to VidCon, yes. Where I was just like, I want to go to this convention. You want to go too? Yeah, let's go together. Let's do that. Make like a weekend out of it, and also go to Disney or something. Just so I wouldn't be by myself. And then this, I was like,
and that's like,
I can't really drag anybody for this.
Yeah, it's interesting because there are like, it's quite scary traveling by yourself. Like, well, I've done it since the age of, well, I've traveled by myself before this, but at the age of 12, my dad put me on a plane by myself to fly down to halfway down the country for a music camp with a connecting flight. So, you know, let's just make it real complicated to start with. Actually, no, the flight beforehand when I went and visit my family, but that was kind of simple because I was picked up. But like, you know, flying by myself, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of actually scary. And I suppose it's like a muscle. You kind of got to practice it and go, I can just travel by myself now.
Yeah, like, coming back, it was a lot easier because I was like, okay, I did this once before. I know what I'm doing. Like, it just, you gotta have a system for things. And, okay, so, like, doing stuff by myself in general, maybe this is an anxiety thing, maybe it's an only child thing, maybe it's both. I'm just, like, terrified of doing things by myself for the first time. So, I have to be like, hey, Mom, Dad, can you come with me just, like, one time for this so I, like, know how to do it the next time?
And that's what I love about, like, parents, is you can go, I just need someone to do this with me once so that I know what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm.
Like, dealing with, like, the shit of my car recently has been like, can somebody just, like, go for an oil change with me once so I can, you know how to do that? Because I drive a lot, so I need to know how to do that.
Yep. It's the same, like, we don't take our cars to the mechanic. My father, who is a mechanical engineer for airplanes, not for cars, will do the oil changes at our place. And they're designed to be simple enough that theoretically you could do it yourself if you wanted to put the effort in. And it's not a lazy thing. It's sometimes people are just like, I just can't, I don't have the time and the energy to do this kind of thing. And I completely get that. But that, like, doing that with my dad a couple of times, I am now relatively confident that I could do my own oil change if need be. Not that I would ever trust myself. I would make sure someone was supervising me, but I would be able to do it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it is a universal thing of just, like, not wanting to go do the thing by yourself for the first time.
Yeah,
but, like,
it might be an anxiety thing more than a universal thing. Like, I've seen people, like my siblings who are closer into the middle of the family, much more willing to do stuff themselves. My brother used to get himself up at 6 o'clock in the morning and would be riding on a bike in the middle of winter to school, to be at school by 7 o'clock, so that for his volleyball training. And I was like, you know, you could ask someone to drop you off. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to. But nah, he was like, nah, you know, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, I mean,
it's independent.
Sorry, I just like, I associate it with, like, an only child thing just because, like, I mean, I have, like, more of my parents' attention, so, like, I can ask them, hey, can you do this thing with me? Just so I'm not alone. And, like, if I had, like, an older sibling or something, I could, like, go with them or something. I don't know. I associate it with, like, only child just because I feel like I'm
100%.
expected to, like, grow up a little bit more, because there's, like, I'm not following anybody, and I'm not, like, helping somebody else, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no one above or below me, it's just me. So.
Yeah, and there's, like, no hierarchy of, like, another person your age telling you what to do, which is fascinating.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird the things that I associate with being an only child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you know, speaking of that, are there other things that you associate with being an only child that, you know, you go, oh, that's a bit weird?
I can think of off the top of my head. Sam, don't ask me things when I don't not currently think of it.
Okay, mental note for next time. I must give Charlie a list of questions.
Honestly, that's probably better for me sometimes. You know that thing where your mind just goes blank when someone asks you something? That's me constantly.
100%. I do it
constantly.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I do this on the podcast where, like, I asked a question, someone's answered it, and then I blank on the next question I want to ask. I go,
do you
what?
write them down?
What? No. I don't like doing that for this because it kind of like
that.
It's like a peek behind the curtain for this. Like, listeners, I don't like writing down questions. I'll do it for, like, I do it for journalism stuff, and I think I've said this on the podcast before, but I think the point of, like, the podcast, for me at least, is to have a conversation. And to me, I don't feel like I'm having a good conversation if I have a list of questions to ask.
See, maybe you don't have a list of questions then. Maybe just have a list of, like, these are, like, the topics, like, the vague topics that I want to cover, if possible.
I was about to say that's probably the other thing. I probably should have, like, a list of topics or, like, a guide on the conversation.
Yeah.
So that I'm...
So you can bring it up naturally, you know, but, like, you know...
Yeah.
Just...
It's all very complicated. It's all very complicated, listener. If you've ever run your own podcast, I'm sure it is just as complicated for you.
Yeah. The ADHD just does not help with the memory problems. Oh wait, it causes them. That's it.
Sounds about right. But yeah, it's so fascinating and so interesting to speak to, like, an only child and go, is this something we both do, or is this just something that just happens to me?
Yeah, like, you know, like, nature versus nurture or whatever. Like, is my personality like this because of this is how my environment has worked? Or is it because that's just how I was when I popped out? Like...
Yeah, and it's very hard to determine when you're, like, only interact with same people.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like some of it is a bit of the nurture, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I would be like if I wasn't an only child.
Yeah, and I don't know what I would be like if I was an only child. Like, and this is, I think, kind of like part of the beauty of life is, like, we're never gonna know if something happened differently.
Yeah.
I always say to my brothers, the reason you guys exist was because I was such a good baby.
Thanks, Sam.
Not to say that...
Sam, thanks. That's a roast on me, personally.
Not to say that, like, only children are bad babies, but, like,
I was a shit
maybe... I was a shit child. I was, like, the
I'm
biggest...
still shit.
I always was causing fights. I was terrible. And then, you know, my parents and grandparents would talk about how I was the best baby. I would always, you know, be happy to eat whatever was in front of me. I was always smiling. Although, apparently, I did make my mum cry on several occasions.
Sam, you want to know a fun fact? I was not a picky eater. When I was a baby, when I was a small baby, I just grew into being a picky eater.
So I think I became a picky eater around the age of 4, 5.
Yeah.
And so between the ages of 5 and 16, I did not like mashed potatoes. I still refuse to eat olives. I
Nope.
did not like mushrooms.
Nope.
Um,
You're going through my
fish,
checklist.
I still don't eat.
Just keep going.
I still don't eat fish. Fish is a no-go for me, unless it's like fish and chips and it's like battered, and that's the only time I'll eat fish. But other than that, no, not at all.
And this is the part 2 of the Sam Charlie conversation where we're just talking about being picky eaters as adults.
Yep. Only child equals picky eater, right? No.
Apparently not.
Very much wrong. My siblings hate tomatoes. They refuse to eat tomatoes. I'm like, tomatoes are the best vegetable. I eat them like apples.
Hey Sam.
Not that I
guess what
should. They're very
hate?
expensive.
Guess what I hate?
Tomatoes.
Yeah. I specifically, I also don't like too much sauce on my pizza. Like, if...
I can see that, though. You don't want, like, a soggy pizza.
Yeah, and then there are some places that do, like, even chunky tomatoes in pizza. Like, usually Italian places. I'm not into that shit. I like... Whenever I, like, order my Domino's... I get, like, light sauce, or I get cheese sauce, because I'm just not very into tomato.
I am a sucker for good cheese sauce.
Yeah, cheese sauce is
It is very good.
It's superior. You heard it here. That's the PSA. Done, print.
Yep.
We did it.
If you've learned anything from this episode, ignore the stuff about only children. Ignore the nuances of living as you know, living in different family settings. Nah, cheese sauce is superior.
Cheese sauce is superior. I'm sorry if you're lactose intolerant, but like, I guess
Me
fuck you.
Me and lactose intolerant.
Exactly. Fuck you.
Endorsing cheese sauce. Yep. Look, at this point in time, my guts hate me, and why change the status quo? Let the guts continue to hate you.
Oh. Take some
okay.
Lactaid, bud.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. I actually ran out yesterday morning when I made my coffee, so I have not had coffee this morning. That's okay. I might just ruin it. Make myself feel delightful tonight. Well, thank you so much, Charlie, for coming on Content and Capable and chatting about, like, our lives as children, like, in different settings.
Yeah, thank you for this therapy session. It was really nice.
I always feel like I am I'm free therapy for my friends. Like, it's just like every now and then I go, what are people's traumas?
Oh, hon,
just,
we could have gone into the trauma. I was trying to not have that on the air.
No, we might keep the trauma off the air.
Yeah.
But every now and then I think about it and I go, that would make a great episode if it didn't make people wildly uncomfortable.
Trauma, the episode. All about the trauma.
Maybe there'll be just a trauma season a couple years down the line.
What is
where
your
it's
trauma?
Just like me speaking to people. Yeah. Just different kinds of trauma. Here, choose a flavor of trauma.
God.
It's like ice cream. Oh no.
This is the time. Okay.
Yeah.
I have no words.
Look, it's upsetting. It's like ice cream for a lactose intolerant person. It's upsetting. We make way too many jokes about it, but in the end, we really shouldn't be discussing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on, Charlie. Where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, so many places. Well,
all the places.
Well, yeah, like literally all the places. As you know, if you didn't already know, I have 2 podcasts on the same network as Sam. He's been on both of them. What a champ.
I have.
So great.
Australian correspondent for Fandoms Gone Wrong.
And of the Eldest Gods,
Weird
though.
transport nerd. Yeah, weird transport nerd for Of the Eldest Gods. We got in a weird deep dive on Of the Eldest Gods last week.
Listen, my favorite thing was the episode where I was like, hey, Sam, can you just, like, do the opening? Because this guy has an Australian accent. I don't want to fake that. I want you to do it instead. That's
Yeah.
my favorite thing.
I had like I had an identity crisis recording that. It's like, am I Australian? Like, does this sound Australian enough?
I could have done it, and I feel like I would have upset somebody. So I'm like, let the Australian do it instead. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of the Eldest Gods, me and Taylor talk about Percy Jackson books. We're going through it. By the time this comes out, Sea of Monsters will have ended. We'll be somewhere close to Titan's Curse. Who knows? Not sure about what the schedule is at the moment, but
Time is a construct.
time does not exist, as I constantly say. And then Fandoms Gone Wrong, which is the podcast with my mother. You know, that person who I've talked about on this, where we talk about fandoms. And yeah, Sam talked about mermaids with us. It was great.
Oh no, Cleo, you know what I found out? I don't know whether I sent you this, but someone asked, it's not Phoebe Bridges.
Phoebe
It's-
Tonkin.
Her name's Phoebe. Phoebe Tonkin.
Yeah.
Asked her about the Oh No Cleo stuff, and she like shifted the blame straight on the rest of the cast. Like, it's their fault.
Well, they're the ones saying her name. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I'm aware, but also at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Her accent is also quite tangy.
Yeah. I feel like you might have sent me something, or maybe I just, like, saw it. But
Maybe you sent me it.
Maybe I
I
did.
don't know.
I honestly have no idea here. Memory does not exist. Yeah, so you can find me. I'm at GreenPixie12, both places on the internet, except for Twitter, where I'm at GreenPixie123. I'm going through my mental thing. Oh yeah, I have a YouTube. I should go back to that at some point. That's called Charlie Mack, Mack. Yeah, there's a lot of weird, nerdy shit on there. Oh.
Like, for me, the internet has just become like another life. It's like, my internet life consists of this, and this. Is there anything that you want to plug?
Alright. So, I technically have plugged this on Of the Eldest Gods. You haven't listened to the episodes yet, Sam, because, once again, time is a construct.
It is very much a construct.
So, I've been going through, like, the Doctor Who, like, shows and everything. I'm not gonna plug Doctor Who, though. I'm gonna plug the Sarah Jane Adventures, which I had not watched
Yeah.
until, like, this go-through of all the things. It was on HBO Max, and I'm like, you know what? I want to check this out, because, like, I liked the couple episodes Elizabeth Sladen was on Doctor Who. I want to see this. I'll probably cry at the end, because it ends abruptly when the actress died, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. But I just like the fact that it's like Doctor Who, but like the teen Doctor Who. Like teens solving mysteries about weird shit. And I love that kind of stuff so much. God, if I had that kind of independence as a teenager, man, I would have gotten into some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's what, like, we had a conversation last night. My brother's like, should we, you know, my brother who's in year 11 has gotten a phone and is on, like, a really, really basic prepaid plan. And he's like, well, should we pay the extra money so he's on, like, a higher level plan, you know, spend the $100 a year to kind of put him on unlimited talk and text and a little bit of mobile data so he can actually do stuff. And I, like, sat there and I, like, thought about it. I'm like, I'd love to do it. But, like, there are so many things that could go wrong. You know, like, it's just, like, self-control, 0.
What is the self-control? I don't
know.
I don't know.
I really don't know. But yeah, I'm Sam. You can find me at sam.the.journalist on TikTok and Instagram. Yet again, Twitter hates me. It's Sam OB Journalist. But yeah, if you are interested, check me out there. You can also find me on episodes of The Eldest Gods and Fandoms gone wrong? Wow, my brain. I was like, the restricted section. Yes, I am on the restricted section as well, but this is not what I'm plugging.
Sam, you're slowly rounding out the entire Movie Night Crew network. We still gotta get you on Cabbages.
Yep, Cabbages and the Movie Night Crew. Hopefully, by the end of the year, I'll be on both.
Oh my god. I want to be on Movie Night Crew.
I can't wait. Maybe that's what we should do. We should have like a creators Movie Night Crew night where like we have the creators and like, so all the restricted section hosts and co-hosts.
That'd be so many people though.
But this week, I'm going to plug, opens cupboard, the Artemis Fowl series. I love that set of books. It is so interesting. And it kind of relates back to this whole only child conversation because he is an only child for so long.
There's the connection.
Yeah. And it's so fascinating to see not what he gets away with, but like the interactions he has with his mother after his father has left because he feels like he has to be like the man of the house. And like how he's still a 12-year-old boy even though he's so smart. I'm not spoiling anything. Like, this is just the start of the first book.
I know nothing about Artemis Fowl, so...
It is so interesting. The movie was okay on Disney+.
I've heard bad things. Only bad things.
I have a huge issue with books being turned into movies. Like, there should be TV shows, first of all. Second of all, anytime you put a book into a movie, people get upset.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of how well you do it. Because... they're just like, it's not good enough. It wasn't the book.
Yeah. I mean, that movie particularly, I heard it likened to, like, the Last Airbender movie and the Lightning Thief. Like...
I can see that.
So...
I can see that, yeah. But at the same time, I have heard people say that if you watch The Lightning Thief and you ignore the books...
Oh, yeah. You mean, like, I've said that.
Yeah. That's right. That's where I got it from. Like, it's that kind of movie. You've got to ignore the books because it's not supplementary material.
It's not an adaptation.
It
is an AU fanfic.
Kind of, yeah.
That's what I consider the Percy Jackson movies. They're an alternate universe fanfic.
Yep. Sounds like a great...
made by someone who did not read the books.
Great thing to do. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast, Charlie. I've loved having you on. We'll have to get you on later in the season. We've already planned the next one. We're like, yes, ideas.
I hadn't even gotten on this one, and I was like, Sam, I have another idea to get me on this season.
Look, it's great. I love, like, people sending me ideas. Someone sent me one on Instagram that I'm currently looking at putting on the podcast. Like, if you have any ideas for guests or people you want to hear me chat to, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. It's content, the letter N, capable.
Yeah.
You can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, which I think is just content and capable as well. I feel like it's different actually because it's Twitter. No, it's not. It's the same. This is how well I know my social media. It's great. Or you can send an email to me at contentandcapablepod@gmail.com. I know the email because the amount of times I have to write it to people is just ridiculous. But if you have an idea or you just want to write something nice and send it to me, because to be honest, I love unsolicited messages of kindness.
I should do
it's
that.
Great.
I should just send you an email and be like, "Hey Sam, you're great."
Anyway, thank you so much, Charlie, for jumping on. I really enjoyed chatting with you as always, and I can't wait to have you on next time. Thank you for listening to Content and Capable. You can follow the podcast socials at content, the letter N, capable on Instagram and Twitter. You can send a super boring email to us through contentandcapablepod@gmail.com. The art was done by Opia. You can follow them on opia_art on Instagram. Opia is spelled OPIA. Feel free to message them about making art for your project. Our music was written, recorded, and edited by Nora Strauss-Riggs. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. I am proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network. which features the restricted section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, the movie night crew, join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies, and Fandoms Gone Wrong, a show that discusses all things fandoms. My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of Avatar The Last Airbender, the Cabbage Cart Guy, and of the Eldest Gods, a chapter-by-chapter Rick Riordan pod full of myths and legends.
Listen, we didn't want to be half-bloods.
If you're listening to this because you think you might be one, our advice? Stop listening to this podcast right now.
Percy Jackson had the right idea when he told people to stop reading the books detailing his adventures as a half-blood.
But we didn't listen to his warnings.
And that's why we started this podcast of the Eldest Gods, where we read books written by Rick Riordan and talk about how they affected us as kids and continue to as semi-adults. You can find us every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you think we fooled them for a second there?
Gods, I hope not.
Bring on the monsters! We're making a podcast!
Content and Capable is a podcast all about answering the question, how do you adult? Don't forget to rate and review it on your favourite podcatcher, and I will see you next Monday for another episode.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.